Hello friends, welcome to our channel Knowledge Amplifier. So in my previous video, I have already discussed in detail about the creation of REST API on AWS, right? So basically we built this kind of pipeline where some application or using Postman, we are making some request that may be post request, that may be get request. So first that will reach to API gateway, and depending on the request type, API gateway will send the request for processing purpose in two different Lambda server. One is created for get request handling, one is created for post request handling, right? And once the server processed something based on that particular request, it will be sending back the response to API gateway, and from API gateway, the response will go to the application or the postman, right? So this kind of application I already discussed. Let me just give you a quick demo on that what we created in our earlier discussion. So I will be basically going to API gateway, and here you will see that already one particular API we already created, which is demo test usage, right? So if I click on that, here you will see that this is having this particular resource path hello world, and inside that get and post, these two methods are there. And basically in the back end, the get and post, these two methods are calling two different Lambda functions, and those Lambda functions are basically these two. For post it is calling put method API key, and for get it is calling get API key demo. So if I just show you the get function, what it is doing, only it is returning hello from Lambda server of get method. And for post what it is doing, it is basically calling this particular one. Here basically if you see that first it is taking the event, from event it is extracting the value corresponding to the key country, and it is returning that message. Okay, that is in post method, the API is expecting we will be sending some amount of payload which will be containing the key country, and corresponding to that key it will be having some value what we will put in this particular place, and we will send the message, right? So let me just show you one demo. So if I go to this particular gate, here you will see that this is basically kind of architecture, right? So coming to the URL part, already I kept the URL what we basically got while doing deployment, and this is basically our URL, and this particular hello world is basically our resource path. So all we need to do after the main URL, we need to put that, and this becomes our complete URL. And then here in postman maybe we will go, and here we will put that URL, and we will put one get method, and we will send the request, right? So here we will be getting the response from backend hello from Lambda server of get method, right? Suppose we are putting some amount of data in the body part. Here let me put country. Here if I put some post method, okay, now if I send this, I'll be getting I love my India, this kind of thing, right? That is basically depending on get or post, the API gateway is sending or basically triggering two different lambdas and sending back the response, right? So this picture is clear to us. But the problem is, if anyone is having this particular URL, then they can access this particular backend data also. Like suppose for example, this is hello world, no issue. But suppose you have created one API which will be basically going to backend, and it will be extracting the address part, or it will be going to the backend, it will be connecting to your bank account, and it will be basically taking what is the total amount of money present in that particular account, and it will be sending back as response. So that kind of confidential thing, without any security, we cannot make it just open to the whole world, right? That system will become vulnerable, and hackers can easily hack and misuse the data by calling that API using get or post method, right? So we need some kind of security. So that's what I am going to discuss, right? So for security purpose, we'll be using one key, right? So that is something called API key, and that API key will be used for security purpose. And even one scenario I can explain, like for example, you want to separate your customers, okay? Maybe you have posted one particular web app which provides certain kind of services. If some free version customers are using that, then certain facilities you don't want to allow. But for premium version, you want to allow all those things. to the premium customers, right? So this kind of separation how to do. So for that, what we can do, we can give the customers who are basically using the free version, for them we can specify one API key, and for the premium customers we can specify some other API key. They will hit the same API URL, but based on API key we can basically segregate the free and premium version customer, and then based on that response can be given, right? So API key not only kind of used for security purpose alone, it can be used to separate our customers. For customer segregation also we can use this, right? So let me discuss how we can use API key. So if you recall our previous discussion where we deployed our REST API, I have shown you this kind of flow, right? That is, first on the top our API will be there. Under that API, that is main endpoint, there some resource path will be there, and that resource path might contain multiple methods. Like same resource path we are using for get and post, both request, right? So this kind of architecture we are deploying in a particular stage, that may be dev, QA or prod. Like this kind of thing, suppose you build another pipeline, another complete API deployment you did following the same architecture kind of, right? Like that multiple API you deployed with resources, methods and different deployment stages, right? Now what we can do, basically before putting API key and making the whole system secured, we need to put some usage plan, okay? So usage plan you can consider like one layer, okay? Basically which will restrict some amount of usage of the API, that is per second how many requests can be performed by this API or can be allowed by this API. Those kind of control you can do in an usage plan, okay? So a usage plan specify who can access one or more deployed API stage or method, and also how much and how fast way they can access. So who can access, that thing we can control using API key, and how much or how fast they can access, that is per second how many requests they can make using a particular API. All these things we can control using usage plan. Like for example, in any telecom service provider, they are having different usage plan, right? That is this many calls you can do with this much amount of payment, like that kind of stuff. The same usage plan concept we can put in API also. That is that many requests can be processed per second or per month using this API. So like that usage plan we can assign to different APIs, okay, right? Obviously we can make control that who might have access or who might not, based on keeping an API key in the security level of usage plan, and also we can control the accessibility based on how much time or how fast someone can access, okay? The plan uses this particular usage plan, basically uses API key to identify API clients. Like just now I told you, right, that we might have free version client, we might have basically premium client. So how to separate between those? So basically what we can do, we can give one particular API key to free version usage client, and we can use some other API key to the clients who are basically using our premium version. Like that way we can basically separate our market also. So the thing is, under one usage plan, multiple APIs can come, like this particular picture is showing, right? So in usage plan, we can put multiple different APIs, okay? And over usage plan, we can put some API key, okay, to control the access or to separate the customers. For example, here a different API we have deployed, right? This is not coming under this particular usage plan, right? Now here we can put this particular API, we can put some other usage plan or some other API key for segregating the customer with respect to this particular API key, right? So these particular two API are coming under same usage plan. So kind of they are throttling, bursting, quota, all will be same. What are these? I will be discussing soon. And using API key, we can make secure connection, as well as we can separate this particular customer sector with respect to other APIs. Okay, maybe this particular one is for free version, and this is kind of basically premium customer. Okay, they don't have any restriction in number of times how much they can call this API. But for free version, the API key whatever we are mentioning, using that will be identifying the free version customer, and using usage plan we can control that this many number of requests only you can make, like this kind of thing we can do, right? So I hope the idea or the level hierarchy is clear to you for this API. So under one usage plan we can have multiple APIs, and one API key we can assign in the usage plan level for making control on the access, right? And regarding throttling and quota, so basically when creating usage plan, you will be basically getting this kind of window, right? Here you can see rate, that is how many requests per second our API can handle, that we can specify. What is burst, I am going to discuss. So rate is something, the maximum flow request per second, okay, right? There is maximum number of requests allowed per second. If suppose per second number of requests exceeding a particular threshold, whatever we are mentioning here, then the API will throw error. That is heavily the API is used. Please try after some time, like that something. Okay. Coming to burst. So this is basically how many requests can be handled in a given time. Okay. That is at a particular instance, how many requests can be handled. And this rate is basically the maximum flow request per second. So for example, I can explain you with this particular example. So in a bucket, okay, suppose 500 ml of water maximum it can hold at any instance. So that is kind of burst. Okay, there is how many requests it can handle at any given point of time. And rate is basically the maximum rate in which the request might come per second. So rate you can consider the way or the speed in which the water is entering in this bucket. Okay, that is per second how much request is coming, that is kind of rate. And in this bucket at any instance how much amount of water it can hold, that is kind of called burst. Okay, now suppose the particular bucket is full and the request or the water is keep on coming, then overflow will happen, right? In the same way, what actually happens in the real picture with respect to API, the API requests are keep on coming, right? It is storing in the bucket, which is basically burst, and the backend server is keep on processing. Okay, maybe you can consider a pump which is basically taking the water from here and it is making some space for the new request or new water, right? So now if the speed in which the pump is extracting water from this bucket is lesser than the speed in which the water is coming per second in this bucket, then obviously overflow will happen, right? Like the same way, if the processing timing for the backend server or the processing speed for the backend server per second is lesser than the rate in which the request is coming, then obviously your system will be broken and it will throw error simply, right? So that's what the bursting and rate you need to carefully adjust. So rate is something maximum flow of request per second, that is per second how many new requests might come, and bursting is at any instance how many requests can be basically handled, okay, by the backend server, right? And this is enable quota, which is something you can assign that this many requests per month or per day overall it can handle, that we can specify using the quota. Okay, so this is kind of throttling, quota and burst. So from this I hope you have got the idea how you can set the number of access or how fast one user can access an API using the usage plan, right? All this we can set in usage plan, right? So now let me show you the demo. So what I will do, I will go to AWS Management Console. Currently we have seen that no security is there, no usage plan is there. All we need to do, we need to go to usage plan here, and then here we can go to create, and we need to create a new usage plan. Okay, so maybe I can give the name first usage. If you want, you can add some description. Throttling, rate, burst, all these things you can specify. Currently for the time being, for the demo purpose, here I am basically disabling those. You can specify based on your requirement. I have explained clearly what is throttling and quota, right? So now we need to go to next. Now here we can add stage, right? So if you see this picture, I have clearly told you, right? that is multiple deployment stage have one particular usage plan. So earlier we have already deployed our get and post method, that API what we created in a dev stage. That stage we will put for this particular usage plan, right? So we'll add that API stage, and here API is demo, this particular demo test usage, and this stage we can specify as dev. So this is our API and this is the stage what we can put for this particular usage plan, right? We need to click on this check and that's it. Even you can specify throttling, control the throttling or bursting, those kind of parameters in the method level also, right? I am not doing that, but how much request you want to handle in get or post method, that also something you can handle. Now I can go to next, and then here we can add the API key. Create an API key, because we don't have any API key, we are creating that. Maybe first API key demo, like this, some name I am giving, auto generated, yes, click on save. So here our API is created, right? And we can click on done. Okay, so here see, our this particular first usage is created, and it is also having this stage which we associated, that is demo test usage, right? And if you go to API key, this is the API key which is basically controlling the security aspect of that usage, that is this particular API key, right? Alright, so this is our API key. We are all done. All we need to do, we can go to APIs, and here this is our demo test usage, right? So we have basically added our this particular API with that usage plan with security of API key. Now if I do a send request, let's see, but see, still we are getting that without using the API key itself. We can still access the post or get method, but this is something we should modify, right? So we basically only added the API, but we have not deployed with the modification, so we need to do that. All we can do, go to this get method and go to method request. Here API key required, here currently it is false, we need to change this, we need to make this true, okay, and we need to check this particular one, okay. And what we need to do, we can deploy this API, okay. Deployment stage is dev only, right? And we can simply deploy. Now our system get method is secured. Now again I can go to API, and then here I can go to the particular API which we created. We can go to post method. Our post method, we can go to method request. Here API key is false, we can make that true. So for post method also, next time onwards, basically API key is required, otherwise it will not work, okay. Deployment stage is dev, right? Deployed, okay, right? So we have made our system secured. Now let's see, okay. So I will basically, this is post method, I will make send request. It is doing, maybe I can do one more time. It is coming still. Let me confirm. See, message is forbidden, okay. Maybe first 2 or 3 times to update, it will take some time due to lag. See, message is forbidden. Anytime if you make send request, it will be basically forbidden. If you go to get request, you make a get request, you will be getting forbidden, because it requires the API key. So to access that, this time the user should know the API key also, what we created, right? The API key what I copied earlier, that is this particular API key, right? This API key we need to put while making some request, okay. So for that we need to go to header, and in header, in key, we can put x hyphen API key, that is this particular value we can put, okay. This is our API key value. And then if we make send request, see, could not say invalid character header content. Right, here it is showing something. Let me paste it properly. Here this particular thing is coming. Why? I take this point. Yeah, up to X. I think new line character was coming. Right. And then let me make send request. And see, now this time it started working. Okay. That is, this particular API key is making our whole API system secure. Earlier in post method we are getting forbidden. But now if we make send request, here we are getting I love my India. Like this way, right? So all we did, we already deployed our API we added one usage plan. On that usage plan, we added API key, and this way we made our system secure. In usage plan, if we want, we can add the control that how fast the API can be accessed. Okay, and this way, obviously, we can separate different plans. Like I told you, right? That is the one particular API we can give to free usage plan customers, and another API we can give for premium customers for understanding. Okay, and then based on that we can allow certain access or not, right? So I hope you understood the concept of this particular API key and make our API deployment secured. If you find this video helpful, then please like, share and comment, subscribe our channel if you have not subscribed till now, and don't forget to press the bell icon to get the notification of our latest videos. Thank you.